Electric Cafe.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Electric Cafe. In this video I wanted to share an album by a band from the Netherlands called The Medicines, and the name of the album is called Shine Through the Darkness. This came out in 2025, and the gentleman who sent me this, his name is Gene Tesa. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. You know, us Americans, we're horrible at pronouncing. But Gene runs In-Depth Music, which is an independent online music library focused on late 70s and 80s music genres in the form of indie rock and new wave and post-punk, goth rock, stuff like that. So a lot of great music he's been sharing on his channel. And I'm sure if you've seen his logo or you've gone to that channel or you've looked up music that like I like to share and like he has to share, I'm sure you've seen his channel before. I've come across it quite a few times researching music and things like that. And it's I don't know if people take it for granted, but I just the work and the knowledge that people like Gene share on a channel like this by sharing music and sharing his knowledge of music and his background in music and his collection. Like it's such a wealth of knowledge, and I hope there's younger people that are getting into these genres and that really thank people like this, because they're kind of showing them so much of their knowledge and their background and sharing great music. Like, you know what I mean? It could take a lifetime to gain knowledge of somebody like Gene or his channel. And, hopefully people don't take it for granted, because you can go to his channel and you can experience a lifetime of great music on there and have somebody else, do the digging and finding and cataloging and uploading all this great music is hopefully something people don't take for granted, because there's so much knowledge to be had and so much great music to be listened to. I hope in some ways that my channel can be like that someday, except a little bit on the electronic side but my love for indie rock and goth rock and new wave and it always kind of creeps in. That's kind of my background too. I've been in electronic music for about 40 years, but along the way in my childhood, that was kind of my main music from mostly in the 80s growing up. I'll make sure to put some links down below so you can check out In-Depth Music, and also check out Gene. He DJs under the name DJ Dragnet. It's great to see DJs like Gene play and kind of mix styles of indie rock and dream pop and all these great styles of music that maybe aren't the normal type of style of music that you would go to see a DJ play. But I'm really excited. In the last like 10 or 15 years, it seems like there's a lot of DJs out there that are playing different styles of music, and not just like dance music or electronic music, but they're playing new wave and goth rock. And I think it's really exciting because it's DJing is a great outlet. If you grew up in the early 80s, the way you shared music and you shared your creativity and making a set list was, making a mixtape, and it's great to see people like Gene, do that in sort of a DJ form and play great music. I would love to go out to a bar out here or a small club and hear somebody like Gene play some great underground music and share their knowledge in a live setting. I wish there was more of that, and hopefully I do think that's the future of DJing. So getting back to his album, this is a band that he's in called The Medicines. I did a little bit of research. It was a little hard to tell, but it looks like he's been in this band for almost a decade, and a few of the tracks in here were released as singles a little bit earlier. I think one, The Naked Lady, track number 7, was released as a single or on I think maybe a CDR, or at least a demo was done in 2017. So it looks like this album's there's tracks from different parts of the last possibly 10 years, because there's a few singles on there. But I really enjoyed listening to this album. Thanks for sharing it to Gene. It was funny. It kind of gave me the recording kind of gave me vibes of Carnegie Visors or Carnage Visors, excuse me, by The Cure. This album has like a 1982, 1983 sort of cassette recording feel for me, and it kind of reminds me of a rawness. It was, as I listened to the album, I kind of got a vibe of like a B-side of the old Cure. Like I was gonna hear "Happy the Man" or "Throw Your Foot" or some great B-sides that I loved when I was a kid. It's got a rawness too, which is really cool. It's, you know, something you sort of expect from maybe a first band's album, but I like the bass. Especially the drumming is kind of a light drumming, and so it kind of fits right in the mix. And so that's kind of expected that the drumming is a little bit, maybe not totally, but it's a lot, kind of light drumming. It's a little bit lower in the mix than I would say like the guitar or the voice or the bass, and that kind of makes sense with this style of music. The album starts out with a first track called "This Glorious Day." It's a touch eerie how it starts out, and it has a nice intro. The guitars are reminiscent to an old B-side of The Cure, like I was saying, light post-punk drumming, and I like the background melody and the synth. Almost sounds like an old Wurlitzer or something like that. It's an interesting sound, really cool. Track number 2 is "Getting Dark" is one of my favorite on the album. I like the bridge especially. There's about 10 seconds where it kind of goes in the bridge, and then there's keyboard part. Bass line's really strong. I really like that bridge. This one's one of the more straightforward tracks that I really like on this album. And then, you know, a little bit later, I really like Cleopatra 7. Interesting sound on this particular track. Has like an Egyptian sound. Almost reminds me of "Killing Another" by The Cure. Really cool vocal effect on it. I really like the hook on there. It's has a little bit more direction than I feel like the first side of the album. Like I really feel like this is a really focused, developed overall sound in this particular track, and a lot of the tracks in the second half. "Drowned" is really good too. Probably my favorite track on the album is the last track, "The Sea and the Ocean." This one's perhaps the most indie sounding with the chord changes in the track, and again has a really nice hook on it. Flows really nice. Track 3 is a cool track called "The Chase," a bit heavier. Probably the most goth rock track on this particular album. But just a really, really good album. Also, "The Naked Lady" is a good track, kind of atmospheric, a little bit more atmosphere in there. A touch of shoegaze in this track. The piano is really nice. Just a really good album overall. It's a good showing for a first album. You know, if I had any small critique on the album, just from a music listener, I would just encourage maybe more musical sections. Like there's some really good parts that could be instrumental, or maybe the bridges could be a little bit more instrumental. Some of the tracks are 3 to 4 minutes. Maybe there could be like 30 seconds in there where the bass line kind of builds up and it enhances maybe the melody a little bit more. I do feel like the first half of the album might have better tracks, but I feel like the production in the second half of the album is better, and the hooks are a little bit stronger, and they're a little bit more developed and more polished. And not polished in a bad way, but maybe a little bit more complete tracks. I feel like the first half is a little bit more raw, and I really like the sound of the vocal effects on the second half. And again, the second half of the album, especially "Cleopatra," "Drowned," and "The Sea and the Ocean," like those tracks feel a lot probably more fully developed. And there's some tracks that I have on here that have a specific sound and a really good hook on it. Like Cleopatra 7 has a really interesting sound with that Egyptian sound, and it feels like it has a good hook with the guitars and stuff like that. Not all the tracks have a standout hook to them that really kind of catches your attention. So that's the only thing I would really ask the producer or the artist is to think about what's the actual hook of the track, or what's their favorite thing of the track, and maybe there's an opportunity to embellish that a little bit more, or focus on that, or maybe it's a bridge that features that, or just that kind of that sound or whatever that is that you feel like is the strongest part of that particular song. Maybe how to pull that out, or maybe to have that stand out a little bit more, I think could be beneficial to a few of these songs where some stand out a little bit more so than others. That would be the only thing if I was ever a producer and I heard this album. That's one thing I would ask them. The other thing I would say, as sort of putting on a producer hat just for a second, if you'll allow me, what's the overall theme of the album? Could there be a better theme of the album? Could there be a better intro or outro, or is it Is it just an indie rock album? Is it more? Could it be developed more? Could there be an instrumental in there? Is there a theme to the album? Sometimes an artwork can kind of give you an idea of the theme, and sometimes there's parts in the album that kind of tie to each other or develop a theme. And sometimes bands just have an album and here's the music. That's great too. But could there be a theme that sort of developed on an album like this to make it maybe more enticing for a would-be listener to want to check it out? Is it something on the artwork? Could the artwork be a little bit different? Could the track titles be a little bit different? But overall, I think it's a really good album. You'll see my scores on each track, and I would love to know your opinion. My favorite 3 tracks again are The Sea and the Ocean, Cleopatra 7, and It's Getting Dark. I also really like Drowned as well, especially like the second half of the album. I'm going to play the album here if you'd like to give your opinion and your thoughts below. That would be great. You can also see my scores on each track. And again, if you want to support this artist, also support his channel and check out a really good DJ playing a lot of really cool music. Definitely check some of the links below, and definitely support channels like In Depth Music. And thanks for Gene for sending this. I really appreciate you sharing your music on my channel. Continued support, continued success with your channel and your music, and I wish you all the best. And hopefully we'll stay in contact and support each other. Appreciate it. Thanks, Gene.
Those days I was feeling so depressed. Finally you've disappeared. Is this what I've been waiting for? Expect you at my door. Is this what I've been waiting for? I can't believe I'm on my own in this glorious day of mine. In this glorious day of mine. Then I saw you again. I don't know what went through me. I felt lost and despair. What are all these feelings? In this glorious day of mine. In this glorious day of mine. happiness went away. This glorious day, my happiness went away. Getting dark all around. Anywhere I go, I can see him behind me, and I try to run. Running, I'm still hiding. Chasing me, looking for an escape. Light has moved to the distance. Tell me where to go. He has moved to different places. I am running now. Running, I'm still hiding. Chasing me, looking for an escape. I can feel he's still behind me. Yet you weren't by my side. I can only hear my thoughts still. It's the only thing I see. Running, I'm still hiding. Chasing me, looking for an escape. Is it too soon? Got it cut to the chase. They'll find me in the race. No escape. I won't see the light on another day. They'll find me when I can't say. Gotta run in the chase. It's no fun in this chase. My time isn't over, they're about to attack. Hung up your shoulder, I've gotta run. My time is up, soon I'll face the gun. The face of the gun. I'm about to die. I'm about to die. I've lost my mind to the chase. Nowhere to hide in the chase. Nowhere to hide. I'm about to die. how happy I am. And often I felt miserable. This is how it should be. When I hear my inner voice, I remember the time of no tension. Keeps me safe from the mansion. Don't you do yourself? It's about you and I. It's about you and I. It's about accepting your true intentions. It's between you and I. I put you first. Second thoughts came. You'll always be the same. It's 50-50. It's about you and I. It's about you and I. It's about accepting your true intentions. It's between you and I. Now you turn against me like the many times you did in school. Reminds me of my own mistakes. I thought we were friends till the end. Now we're acting like strangers. There shouldn't be no pressure. It's only between you and I. No one else should know. It's about you and I. It's about you and I. It's about accepting your true intentions. It's between you and I won't forget all the good times we had. It feels like yesterday. The memory will remain, but tomorrow's in the way. It's about you and I. It's about you and I. It's about accepting your true intentions. It's between you and I. no suffering. Still there's no end to this story. It keeps going on and on. You took me by the hand and led me to the land. Yet I've been trapped inside my own mind. We are isolated, repressed by society. We are isolated. We are isolated. After all these years, I still see things hiding from me. Outside my comfort zone, is this all there is? It's not what it seems. Where will I be in these days? When the clocks keep turning and I will die of old age. We are isolated, repressed by society. We are isolated. We are isolated. We are isolated, repressed by society. We are isolated. We are isolated. She looks like a goddess. She does not care how many eyes are watching. She does not care how much attention she gets. Shines her own reflection, they'll fall into a trance. Because the naked lady, she's feeling beautiful today. The naked lady, she's feeling complete again. All the attention she gets every day, she does not care how many roses will fall in her hands, thinking what she'll do next. She doesn't know what will follow now. Her beauty won't age. Her beauty won't age. Because the naked lady, she's feeling beautiful today. The naked lady, she's feeling complete again. The naked lady, the naked lady, the naked lady, she's feeling beautiful today. the naked lady. She doesn't care, the naked lady. She does not care, the naked lady. She doesn't care, the naked lady. She's feeling beautiful today. and the destination. Drown, drown, drown in my memories. To the edge of your mind, the wind and the water. Can you reach the land? Distance between you and the destination. Drown, drown, drown in my memories. Sleeping on the seafloor where the fish are swimming. Sleeping on the seafloor where the fish are swimming. Why can't I see you? Why can't I hear you? Why can't I see you? Why can't I hear you? Can you swim to the edge? Drown, drown, drown in my memories. I watched the sea, and the water was fresh, fresher than before. The wind blows in my face, and my disease disappears. Time comes close to us, time for us to set sail. Time for us to say goodbye to this land. The sea and the ocean. The wind is grazing the sand. The sea and the ocean. I'll reach my destiny. I never thought I'd survive this journey across the land to this beach. Now I see the sea so clearly. My senses are triggered by the waves. I think I can hear them washing away. From that moment on, I realize where it will go to. Our time is not yet up. Sea and the ocean. The wind is grazing the sand. The sea and the ocean. destiny.